Watch them grow, perceive, devote. This is the seed, light the show. Watch them grow.
Well. Long time. No see, my friend. How are you, Gemini? Welcome to your June reading. I'm Princess India. If you're new, if you're family, welcome back, my friend. We haven't been gone that long, have we? I hope not. So anywho, up in this area, somewhere around here, is that your left? I think that would be your left. Or maybe you're right. I'm not really sure. It should be in this vicinity here. You'll see a video of me shuffling these cards that are on my desk now. Of course, because we're trying to save time and get to getting. You know what I'm saying? It's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? Only 24 hours in a day. Moving right along. So as you will see, I have you guys overall energy for Geminis for the month. It's from my new deck, which is the STARSEED Oracle, which is super dope, by the way. So if you have the Work Your Light Oracle, this is by the same author, and I find these to be very relevant for the energetic times that we're in. So I'll have a link to that in the description box below if you're about that life. You know what I'm saying? But I really like it so far. So the two cards that Gemini has is the Blue Flame, and then there is I'm Sorry. And both of these cards, the first one is talking about a spontaneous awakening and activation and integration, which is of utmost importance. This is pretty much talking about, we can look at it both ways. The spontaneous awakening part would more or less speak to the pre-dark night of the soul, if you will. And the integration portion of this card speaks to the post-dark night of the soul. So depending on where you guys are in your process, both sides of that are very important, meaning that it's either time that you guys are going into that wilting process of the dark night of the soul, or you guys are coming out of it. And I can say it is imperative to integrate, you know what I mean? So if you ever find yourself, and those of you who've been with me for some time know I'm a Gemini rising, but aside from that, I always find that when I read for Geminis, ever since I started this channel, I'd feel hella ungrounded, like I was just, you know, lifting and floating, but it never happened with any other sign. I know now, thanks to my astrologer, that isn't me, by the way, for those of you who are wondering, it's literally a dude, a person that exists in real life. Anyway, but my chart is actually dominated by Gemini. I didn't know that. So most of all of my placements are Gemini placements. So even though I'm double Taurus, I'm more air than anything else. So that kind of explains why I'm mixing with that energy, feeling ungrounded. But I'm not just saying that to talk about myself, I'm bringing it back to you guys. So when we talk about integrating, there's the possibility of you feeling very ungrounded when you've yet to integrate those aspects of yourself, meaning where you came from, or the awareness that you had back then and now. Because the key is not to neglect one side of yourself or to neglect your past or negate it or anything. It's integrating it into your present, which takes us into the I'm Sorry card, because this says to me, which will take us into you guys' overall energy for the month, is more or less, oh God, there's hair in my mouth. Did you guys miss that? Not hair being in my mouth. Oh my God. Oh God. Okay, I think it's gone. Anyway, but this will take us into you guys' overall energy for the month in the tarot. God, it's still there. Anyway, which is the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, because with the I'm Sorry card, what we're talking about is being triggered, right? So what I really feel with this is, and it's ironic, I'll make a video about this because I don't want to take up the time here, but triggers are very, very important. One of my therapy clients had a really huge breakthrough in reference to triggers. And I know a lot about triggers, but his wake up call kind of hit me in a way where I was like, whoa, this is like a whole new perception on it. But I'll make a video about that to kind of help you guys with processing that. But I feel this month, it's the whole sense I have looking at all of you guys' cards, I really feel like there is a male figure would be dominating, that would be the central focus, like a main key player in your life this month, if you will. But I feel that it's more or less a feeling of being kicked while you're down, even though it is you guys' birthday month, and happy birthday, by the way. But I feel that coming out of the tail end of May with this Queen of Cups, because this is you guys' energy coming into the month, it's more or less already feeling kind of beaten down emotionally. You know what I mean? And it's kind of being at that that wit's end, if you will. But with this I'm sorry card, what we're really talking about is not necessarily saying I'm sorry to someone else, but more or less self-forgiveness. It's if you allowed someone to control you or hurt you or harm you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, it's more or less forgiving yourself for that. Because in this process of transformation and awakening, we have a tendency to forgive other people. Like if you look at it, it's like 12 steps. It's like we will, like a 12-step program, but we will ask other people for forgiveness when we see where, you know, we've fallen short or things that we were ignorant of at that time and we didn't know that that caused hurt or harm to another person. But I find that in one's healing process, the main thing that a lot of people often forget is to forgive themselves. So I feel this month, you guys are kind of already going to feel a little bit weakened coming in. For some of you, this Queen of Cups can actually be a person that I feel is kind of piggybacking on you, like feeling a sense of personal responsibility for what this person is going through. So it's more or less a female figure, for those of you who this is relevant to. It would be you're going through your own stuff. There's a female figure in your life who is refusing to change, who's refusing to deal with their own stuff. And I feel that this person, it could be a mom for a lot of you, but I really do feel, going just with the general interpretation of the Queen of Cups, I really feel that this would be someone who's close to you that's either like an older sister or a mother figure, or if you're really close with your aunt, you know what I mean? But it's a female figure that's older than you, and it's kind of her being stuck in cycles with personal stuff that she's not really dealing with. So it's kind of like always calling you to talk about the same guy who's a jerk, you know what I mean? That she won't leave alone, you know what I mean? And she's not really doing her own personal work. And it's feeling almost a responsibility to this person and feeling as if you need to protect her or need to be there for her because she's going through a tough time. But it's important to note that if this is someone outside of yourself, that a person will continue to perpetuate the same behavior if they're not going within and doing the work. So just like what the overall energy for June is for you guys, of saying that there's a need to uproot those bad behaviors, which is exactly why it is you guys are being triggered, because this person could literally be acting as a trigger for you. You know what I mean? It's important to set boundaries with that. Now, for others of you, this is how you guys solo dolo is coming into the month. So it's saying that the whole reason why this overall energy for the month of June is recovery for Gemini is because this is the beginning of you guys' integration process. So even if you're coming in kind of feeling self-doubt or missing the mark or anything along those lines, the whole key to note here is that the whole purpose for everything that transpires in the month of June is to get you back on the right track, because I feel this is a lot of the energy that you guys probably have been feeling prior to. So it's more or less, I look at this, and I spoke about this in, I think, oh yeah, it was one of Scorpio's readings. And God, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I legit don't remember what month that was, but I used this whole analogy with like a bathtub and stuff like that, and the tub being clogged up and all that other kind of stuff. What I'm really feeling for Geminis coming into the month of May solo dolo is more or less that this is like an energetic plug, if you will, you know what I mean? And it's something that's very intricately related to some of you. It can be addiction, like emotional addiction, like feeling some type of way, then going shopping. That's not that, I mean, there's online shopping, but it's like feeling a certain type of way and partaking in some form of addiction to avoid those feelings. So kind of how I described the person in your life, it's more or less that's how you're coping. And I feel like the root of that's being uprooted is very much a feeling of insecurity or less than or not enough in so many words. And that's totally something that I can relate to. Just being a little candid, just being a little honest. It's been hard out here for you, girl. Okay, I'm just saying. Moving right along. But anywho, but the whole theme of the month is recovery. So if you've been feeling literally, proverbially, like outside in the cold, or you know what I mean, the whole purpose of this month is to recover from that feeling. But triggers are extremely important in this. So in the month of June for Geminis, triggers are your friend, not your enemy, because it's pointing at something that has not been dealt with that needs to be dealt with. Now, when we look at our roadblock for the month of June, we have the Emperor, and we can see this in two different ways. For some of you, this could legit, how I said, this could be a mother figure, this could be a father figure, this could be a boss. But I feel that this is the person that is legit triggering you guys, right? A person taking this form. Or if we looked at it simply as an energetic type of thing, and we go back to this feeling of insecurity, it could be that the roadblock is knowing intuitively or innately that it's time for you guys to step into your power, to step into a leadership position, or to really take the reins of your life and your experience. So more or less, this being a time to be very grounded and to look at where you are and where you want to go and to implement strategic planning. However, because one feels those less than stellar kind of feelings, it's you being at a crossroads where you have to choose between either succumbing to this maladaptive coping mechanism, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel, not good enough, so I'm going to buy buku stuff on Amazon, or you allow yourself to feel the feeling, you acknowledge it, you know what I mean? You allow that to trigger you in the sense of digging deeper to find out, why do I feel so insecure? Why do I feel not enough? Or when my boss talks to me like this, why do I take it so personally? And whenever you do that, whatever comes up, that's what you would be integrating into your experience. And it's more or less the vibe I get with this is doing it scared. You know what I mean? Because I feel you guys are being challenged this month to step fully into your power. You know what I mean? Now, when we talk about the possibilities for the month with the King of Cups in the reverse, again, for some of you, this could be a boss, or it could be a romantic partner, or worst case scenario, this could be legit somebody's parents. You know what I mean? That are both very emotionally manipulative. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's more or less, it could be a mother figure who doesn't kind of step up. It could be, and I mean, it could be vice versa. That's one thing that I can see this as. But just sticking with you guys, one thing that you want to guard against, because the possibility is, if your roadblock is a fear of standing in your power, you know what I mean? And kind of, how do I want to say it? Like I said, doing it scared. It's like, if you still throughout the month of June are still fearing stepping in your power, by nature, we resort to, like, if we don't do our work, we're going to resort to lower vibrational methods, which means if you're too afraid to take the lead or to be a leader, or, to jump off the cliff and do it scared, there's a potential to resort to emotional manipulation, meaning triangulating someone to do it for you when you don't want to do it yourself. You know what I mean? So it's more or less like, I don't know, if you're doing your taxes or something, that's the only thing that comes to my mind. Don't judge me. But if you're thinking about like doing your taxes and you don't know how to fill out a W-9, right? It's like going to your friend who's an accountant and being all woe is me, it's like, oh, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I got to do my taxes by the due date, but I just have no idea how to do it. And I tried so many times and I watch YouTube videos and it's like doing that, right? So instead of like stepping in your power and saying, yo, I've been working on this W-9 form for like 2-3 months. I still can't figure it out. I know that you do accounting. Like, can you help me out? Can you show me the steps, or can you, relate me to a resource that maybe could help me out? You know what I mean? That would be the more empowered way to do it. But it's resorting to like a maladaptive defense mechanism / coping skill, which would be emotionally manipulating your accountant friend by making them feel bad for you to get them to offer and say, hey, do you want me to do it for you? And it's like, I mean, I guess, if you could, you don't have to, you know what I mean? So even though that doesn't really seem like it's manipulative, it legit is. And I'm looking at the time, and this is still buku long. I thought it was going to be buku short, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, we're going to throw the dice of resonance, and the dice that have no name, I'm doing them at the same time because, So anywho, so let's see. Oh, you can ask a yes or no question. You can't see them yet, so, let's do that. Okay, anyway. So the answer to your question is no. We have crush, we have Mars or male, we have Pisces, and we have Aries, which I feel is confirmed right here with this Emperor card, and then us having the King and Queen of Cups. That is helping up for that Pisces energy there. So crush, no, Pisces, Mars or male, and then Aries. Like, that's a lot of Aries energy going on there. And then, oh gosh, I probably should have pulled this out first. I'm probably going to have an avalanche disaster for not doing this. Ha, ha. Okay. Don't judge me, y'all. You can judge me. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Oh my God. Oh God. Sweet baby Jesus. Oh goodness. It's always the first reading, man. The first reading is always the one where it's just like drama over here in Princess Land. Okay, so for the dice I have no name, we have North Node, we have the number 4, and we have Cancer. So for North Node, and I feel this is actually perfect for you guys, Gemini. Oh, wow, and the North Node is in Gemini right now, isn't it? Signs everywhere. So for North Node, it says, you're now learning something new about your destiny, where you're going, what you're developing that you will carry forward, your legacy. So dude, legit, Gemini, I can't even front. I feel this month for you guys is a huge transition point, which I think is super dope because with it being your birthday, it's your solar return. So that's always like, if you think about New Year's Eve and like January 1, I mean, literally, because, the new year really doesn't start till March, but that's neither here nor there. But if you look at January 1 being New Year's Day, and usually we have this feeling of like, I'm going to start over and da-da-da. Your birthday is the most ideal time to do that, especially speaking in the framework of numerology. Like, that's the best time to get on the good foot, if you will, to have a new beginning. So I think this is perfect. And then looking at this number 4 as well, that coincides with the Emperor. So I really believe that the transition that's happening for you all is for you guys to step into your power. You know what I mean? But anywho, so your major arcana for the month is the same major arcana that you guys have for your roadblock, which is the Emperor. And it says structure and order, master builder, and stability. And I feel that's really what you guys are being called to do this month. I feel you guys are being called to step into your power and to be the author / emperor of your experiences I cannot talk, if you will. So it's more or less not playing small anymore. So this is a huge transition point for you guys. And I think that's beautiful and that's huge. And I really feel that you guys have the potential to do so. But I'm going to go over to Vimeo or my website or YouTube or Patreon or wherever it is that you watch my extendeds. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into this to really look at the elements of you guys' personal transformation and things of the sort for the month of June. So if you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your freaking face. And I hope you miss my face because I missed your face.